Hey everybody, welcome back to a math review lesson with Mr. Scott. It is Monday, June 15th. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Let's jump right in. First question. Miss Dixon earns $100 for her math lessons every day. If she started with $34,679, how much money will she have after 5 days? Fill in the chart below. Now, as usual, you do not need to have this worksheet with you. No. If you're working on blank paper or in a notebook, that's absolutely fine. Here's what you need to do though. We are going to fill in this chart by thinking about how much Miss Dixon is going to have after 5 days if she earns $100 each time. So go ahead and pause this video, do the work, and then unpause, come on back and see me. We'll see if we got the right answer. Pause now. All right, now here's what's going to happen, of course. We have $34,679, and we're adding $100. We're adding 100 for 5 days. So that's 100 plus another 100 plus another 100 plus another 100 plus another 100. So we're going to really focus our attention right here with our first number in the hundreds place. So if we're adding 100 each time, this is going to be 34,779, 34,879, 34,979. Now, we know that we've got a 9 here, and that's going to cause some regrouping. So we're going to go from 34,000 right over to 35,000, and the 9 in the hundreds place goes back to a 0, 79. Last but not least, my friends, we add one more 100, and we get $35,179. Miss Dixon will have earned, there we go, $35,179. She's a very rich lady. Well done, Miss Dixon. Okay, let's move on to our next one. I'm seeing a calendar. New challenge for us on Mr. Scott's math review. I think I'm going to fold this over so we don't get too distracted. Let's see what it says. Mr. Gilbert is taking his family to Walt Disney World. Ooh, how fun. On the 3rd of July, he said that they were leaving in 2 weeks. On which date is the Gilbert family heading down to Florida? Again, you don't need to have this calendar in front of you. You just need to pause this right now and work out the date. Again, he said on the 3rd that they're leaving in 2 weeks. Pause the video now, work out your answer. Pause. All right, we're back. Now I'm going to mark up my calendar and I'm going to say that we are right here. This is the date on which Mr. Gilbert said that they were leaving in 2 weeks. Now for that, I can either add 14 days, because I know that there are 14 days in 2 weeks, because there are 7 days in 1 week. However, instead of counting on all of those days, which can be a little bit tricky, I know that I can use a different strategy and I can go down in the rows. Every time I go down a row on a calendar, I've gone down 1 week. If he's leaving in 2 weeks, I can go from the 3rd down here to the 10th, that's 1 week, and down here again, and I get the 17th. Mr. Gilbert will leave on July 17th. Period, full stop, end of sentence. We're done with that. We're ready for question number 3. Here it is, a multiple choice question. Which of the following numbers rounds to 600? Is it 549, 608, 698, or 509? Which one of those actually rounds to 600? Now, because there's rounding, we're going to need some number lines here. So go ahead, pause the video, write those number lines, and then come on back and talk to me. Pause. Okay, here we go. Which one rounds to 600? Well, I'm not sure. Let's round these numbers to the nearest 100 and we'll figure it out together. 500 and 600 is the first one, and I know that the midpoint is 550. Good start, but guess what? It's just before the midpoint, 549, so that means it's going to round down to 500. Bye-bye, A. It cannot be you. My second number line, and I'm going to think carefully about what my endpoints are. This time around, it's going to be 600, because I'm so close to 600 there, and 700. 650 is my midpoint, but 608 comes just about there. It's really close. It's going to round down to 600. It could be B. However, I'm the type of mathematician that likes to make sure that they've got the right answer, so I'm going to keep going. What about 698? Again, my numbers, my endpoints are the same as they were for B. We've got 600 over here and 700. My midpoint is halfway between those two numbers. It's 650. But 698, wow, it's really, really close to 700. So no, it can't be C. Finally, for D, I'm going to have to use the available space over here. I've got 509 endpoints, 500 and 600. Midpoint is 550 and 509 is right there. Again, it's going to round down to 500, so it can't be D. Congratulations, B. You're absolutely right. We don't need a solution sentence for that one as it's a multiple choice question. Let's move on now to number 4. In the number 4,329,409, what's the value of the digit in the hundred thousands place? Pause the video and answer the question. Pause now. And we're back. Now, first of all, we need to look at the digit that is in the hundred thousands place. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s. This one right here. It's the 3. But listen, it asks you for the value. So how much is that 3 worth? Well, that 3 is in the hundred thousands place. That means we have 300 thousands. And that's exactly the answer to the question. The value of the digit in the hundred thousands place is 300,000. Final question. Here we go. Write this number in standard form. We got 16 tens, 4 hundreds, and 23 ones. Go ahead and pause the video now and answer that question. Let me fold this paper down so you guys can see. There we go. Once again, we're writing this number in standard form, 16 tens, 4 hundreds, and 23 ones. Pause the video, friends, and answer that question. And we're back. Now let's think about the value of each one of these, and then we can add them together. We'll start with the 23 ones. 23 ones gives you just 23. Let me write that down right here. And 400s, no problem. 400s. Tricky part is this one over here. What is 16 tens? Well, one of the ways that you can think about that is if you have 16 tens, you're going to take a 0 and add it to the end of the number. It goes from 16 to 16 with a 0 at the end because we know a 10 has 1 0 in the number. Now, I know what you're thinking. We could add this up in lots of different ways. We could use an algorithm. We could use numbered lines. We could even use our best friend, the base 10 blocks. But guess what? There's no regrouping here. So I'm going to use mental math. Here we go in the ones place. 0 plus 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 6 plus 2 is 8. And finally, 4 plus 1 is 5. It may look very, very different, but guess what? 583 has the same value as 16 tens, 400s, and 23 ones. Let's take a look at the work that we did today. So we started off and we knew that this was a counting problem. We were going to count by hundreds and we were changing the digit in the hundreds place each time. All the other digits stayed the same. However, when we got to 9, we realized we had to regroup. That changed the digit in the thousands place and the 9 went back to a 0. Then we continued to add hundreds. Over here on the calendar, I marked it up, and that's exactly what to do. We identified when Mr. Gilbert told us he was leaving, and that was on the 3rd. Then we went down 2 rows, because each time you move down a row in a calendar, it's equal to 1 week. Go down 2 weeks, and that's the date. Over here, we had a lot of work. It looked really simple, but we had a lot of work to check each and every one of these. We did number lines for all 4 of these possible answers. We did endpoints and the midpoint. We realized that 608 was the only one of these 4 that rounds down. Then when it says the value of the digit, we knew they didn't just want the number, they wanted to know how much it was worth. So we thought carefully about the hundred thousands place and worked out that problem. And last but not least, down here in standard form, we thought of the value of each one of these before adding it together using mental math. Well done, everybody. Excellent work today. Go ahead and answer the exit ticket questions, snap a photo, put it up on Seesaw. Can't wait to see your work. See you tomorrow. Bye.